Hi folks, Scotty Magpole here again with another away day guide. This one is for Aston Villa. If you're heading to Villa Park to see your team take on the Villains, everything you need is coming up. Okay, Villa Park has been home to Aston Villa since 1897 and it's a cracking stadium. It's beautiful, it's been redeveloped over the years, stand by stand, so it's not this symmetrical, sickly, modern ground style thing. And I'd have to say it's probably one of my favourite grounds, but let me know what you think down below. Down the years it's hosted loads of different games, including a Charity Shield when Wembley was being redeveloped, and it's even hosted the final of a European Cup in recent years. The capacity is just under 43,000, you'll get 3,000 for away fans. If you take up the full allocation you'll be in the lower and upper tiers, if not you'll just be in the lower. And interestingly, if you are in the upper tiers there is no bar, there's no licence for that area of the ground. There is one in the lower tiers, you can get a beer in there unless, and the club specify this on their website, there is police advice against doing so. So you may turn up, especially if you've had any history with them before or you're a local rival, and find that there is no alcohol served in either of the concourses for the away fans. So just a heads up on that one. It's located just to the north of Birmingham city centre, out towards the M6, so it's dead handy for getting off the motorway. And your nearest train station is actually Witton, which is just to the north of the ground, and it is on the same corner as the away fan turnstiles. However, you have to go through Birmingham to get there, and with the pub situation, you may want to stay in Birmingham city centre and Uber in or do whatever closer to the game. So if you are coming through Birmingham New Street, you've got lots of options there to link in from around the country. It's served by 4 major rail providers: cross-country trains, Transport for Wales, West Midlands trains and Avanti West Coast. Your cross-country trains will get you all the way from Penzance right down on the southwest coast up to Edinburgh, taking in all your major cities along the route, so York, Newcastle, Edinburgh. And then you've got services that will go sort of from Bournemouth, snake around through Birmingham and finish out in Cambridgeshire, capturing Nottingham and Peterborough. And your Avanti West Coast serves London through Birmingham and stations via Manchester up to Glasgow. So you've got links to pretty much everywhere you want in the country from Birmingham. It's a really good station for getting to from wherever you are, basically. For those driving in, parking, it's changed a little bit recently. There used to be a fan car park just near the Yew Tree pub past the Witton train station. That's now been developed into a sort of academy centre and a staff car park, so that's not available to fans anymore, which has taken away the large percentage of parking available in the area. There are little ones dotted around, your local matchday ones that pop up. You'll be looking at a tenner for the cash in hand ones. The club do recommend one, which there isn't many spaces at, so I'll not bother talking about that one. But there is a website that works in conjunction with the club called bigparking.co.uk, and if you put a / park at Villa Park with hyphens in between, that'll take you to the Villa Park specific parking for that area. Start at around £10 and up to about 15 as you get closer to the ground. But again, there's not a lot of spaces available at those, but they do offer a solution, although it is advisable to pre-book those. The one I've mentioned before, there's a couple of school ones in there, but the King Edward School at Bravo 6 Delta Juliet has a fenced off secure car park with security patrols during a match. It's £15 a vehicle, but it is worth noting it opens 3 hours before kick-off, and then the gates are closed until the end of the match, so it is secure. But if you're getting hammered and want to leave early, you're not going to be able to move your car, and they'll sandwich as many cars in as possible. So if you're parked in there early, if you're one of the first ones in, you're probably going to be one of the last ones out as you're waiting for other people to clear the car park. Another option that's available through that same website is Y International. That's a warehouse based to the east of the ground out towards a Holiday Inn, and that's a tenner a throw. There might be a bit more space in there. Failing that, chuck it in a city centre car park, pay and display, and away you go. Speaking of the city centre, let's do some pubs. So if you're coming in on the train, just outside the station, if you head out towards the north of it, towards the high numbered platforms, you'll find a side entrance, and as soon as you get out of there, across the road, slightly to your left, there's like a hill going up, and the Shakespeare is just on your left. It's dead handy, first one you'll come to, and a matter of steps from the door. We went in there recently for the cup game against Birmingham, and it was okay, nice and full, but as soon as anybody started a song, the door staff were all over you. And me being the loudmouth that I am, somebody started a song, I sang along quite loudly, and he collared me and he was like, "You're leaving." So I gave him a couple of songs on the way out, "Can't Sing, Ole, Ole, Ole," and chucked out again. Then waited a couple of minutes for my friends to come out. So it's a bit weird. I don't get it. It's like, it wasn't unique to that place either. We went in somewhere else, somebody started a song and the door staff went on again. It's like a Birmingham city centre thing. They just seem to want peace and quiet, which it is fair enough, I guess. So yeah, as a top tip, don't get too loud in the city centre pubs. That having been said, I have a list of a few pubs here, but most of the pubs in the city centre are going to be alright. They're going to let you in. It's going to be fine. A few might have problems with your shirts if you're wearing your football colours, especially the Wetherspoons for some reason. But generally, they're welcoming, they're friendly, they just don't like you singing, which I suppose you can live with that. You can save your voice for the game. Anyway, rant over, moving on. Just up the hill from the Shakespeare, bare left a little, you're going up Bennett's Hill, and you've got two next to each other that are quite handy for different tastes. The Sun on the Hill is the first one you'll get to, and the Briar Rose just next door to it is the Wetherspoons. Again, if they don't let you in with shirts, the Sun on the Hill next door will. Goes senses dizzy as you walk through words, it'll get you to the front of both of those. Then northeast from there, there's another Wetherspoons called the Square Peg. It's on your way towards the ground a little bit further, and that's probably a more popular one with people heading to Villa from the city centre. Right outside there, there's a bus stop. The number 7 will take you all the way to Witton, past the Yew Tree pub and the Witton Arms, so right up to the area you need to be in for the away turnstiles. Alternatively, if you're walking from there, you're looking at a 45-minute walk, but halfway you've got the Barton Arms, which is probably your closest away-friendly pub you're going to get to the ground. It's still a 20-minute or so walk away, but it's not too far, and it's a nice little stop on the way if you are walking in from the city. Rice Haven Rival will find you outside that one, and then if you're staying over, I've picked out a couple of the chain hotels either side of the ground. You've got one to the north at Perry Bar, which is your Travel Lodge, at Bravo 42 to Sierra Papa, and Recent Voices Finest will find you the front of there, and then your Holiday Inn Express is at B7 5 Sierra Bravo, and that's right near Spaghetti Junction area to the east of the ground. Spoon Hotels Sparks will find you that one, and each of those have some of the parking app availability, so if you use the parking apps, have a look at those if you want to be parking there. Alternatively, if you stay in there, arrange parking with the hotel. Heading up to the ground and on pubs near the ground, worth mentioning, the Yew Tree and the Witton Arms both used to be away friendly. The Witton Arms used to be half and half, split away and home fans. It's a great atmosphere, cracking little pub, minutes from the away end. It's recently become a home supporters only pub, which is such a shame. It was brilliant, it's in the right location, get it financially, it's viable to just have home supporters, you'll still get the money and everything else, whilst Villa are doing well and finding success. That may change in the future if things change, and things do in football. We can't take anything for granted, but for now, it no longer accepts away fans. It does charge a couple of quid to get in. There are stories of people getting in there if they don't have distinctive accents and they're not wearing club colours, but that's not the best option in the world. And the Yew Tree is a bit hit and miss. Some clubs have said, yeah, it's away friendly, and they've found no problems. Other clubs have just had everyone turned away at the door. I guess that depends on how busy they are or whether they have any previous issues with the club at all. But again, I wouldn't rely on the Yew Tree. But as you're moving up to the ground, you want to be on the north corner, as I mentioned. You're going to be in access turnstiles P and Q. Q are the lower blocks, so if you're unsure whether you're in the upper or lower tiers for the bars, if your ticket says block Q on it, you're in the lower and you might be able to get a beer. If it's got P on it, you're in the upper and you won't be able to get a beer. They do have a couple of late turnstiles, so once the match is kicked off, the other turnstiles will close. They're not hard to find, they're grouped in with the others, but they're on the right hand end of them. But Mice Fires Small will get you into the check-in area in front of those turnstiles. The views are pretty decent, atmosphere is really good. Villa fans are not shy of singing a few songs at home, which is a nice change from most clubs. So enjoy the day. If you've found this useful, drop me a like, it really helps. Share it with friends, that's probably a better option. We all like useful stuff. And consider subscribing if you go to Awaydays regular. I'm going to keep uploading different grounds as I go along. And that's me done. Cheers. See you in the next one.